My stepsister is forcing me to convince my mother to share my debut with her because we are now family. Now they will know why I don't make mama mad. I will celebrate my 18th birthday in a few weeks. In my culture, it's called a debut and is equivalent to quince or sweet 16. My mom didn't have a debut experience during her time, so she wants me to have a great one. She budgeted up to $60,000 for this event, booked the venue 11 months ago, and my initial dress fitting 9 months ago. Mom and Jay were both widowed and had been married for 7 months. Jay had a son and 3 daughters with his first wife. They didn't move in together entirely after the wedding, but he would sleep at our place when my mom wasn't traveling. His youngest daughter, Mila, will also be turning 18 a few days before me. However, he didn't plan anything for her birthday. Over Christmas dinner, the topic of our B-days came up and my mom said she doesn't have to worry about mine anymore because she planned it way in advance. Jay tried to get more info, but she chuckled and told him, "I planned it way before we got married." She thought that was the end of it, but a few days later, my mom told me that he asked her if I and his daughter could share the day since our birthdays aren't that far apart. My mom said no and that it would be inappropriate since our family and friends living abroad would be flying in just for the event, and she wanted the day to be about me. She instead offered to help him and connect him to her events coordinator so he could start planning for his daughter's party within his budget, even on such short notice, but he refused and said he was not wasting money for such extravagance. My mom stood her ground and told him that her offer stood but she would not change her mind about not sharing my day. Oh well. Step-siblings came over yesterday to enjoy the amenities in our apartment building and for a barbecue when they saw the invitations and stationaries on the table as I was sorting them out when they arrived. Mom, Jay, and stepbro were already at the pool. Mila broke down in tears and begged me to convince my mom to let her share my party with her since we are sisters now. I said, "I'm sorry, but I am not the one making plans, nor is my money being spent on it, so it's not up to me." Her older sisters backed her up, and they even suggested that I test my mom by telling her that I wouldn't show up to my party if I couldn't share it with Mila, so I said to them that they did not know my mom and that she isn't the type to test. All 3 of them then berated me and called me a stupid and selfish brat for not understanding that family should share, and I was a coward weakling because I couldn't stand up to my mom. I was shocked, so I just walked out and stayed away from them the rest of the day. I still feel shaken by this, and knowing my mom, she will bring hellfire on them even if it costs her marriage if I tell her, so I don't know if I should say to her, "Am I the a-hole?" Update: yesterday, me and mom went to our family home outside the city as we do every Sunday. She and my dad designed it together, and it's where my dad's urn rests, in my mom's room. That was his wish. She is still attached to her dad and his memories. Jay is not allowed in that room, so she stayed in the guest house with Jay and his kids when they came over for Christmas dinner. Anyway, after reading your comments last night, I decided to tell her and waited until after dinner. I went to her room and told her I wanted to see Dad. I was standing in front of him when she asked me what I thought about having an all-girls bonding time with Mila and her sisters. Jay proposed it as a start to building our relationship. I remained quiet and tried to hold back my tears, and she noticed. She signaled for me to sit on the bed with her and asked me what was wrong. Not my proudest moment, but I hugged her, broke down in tears, and let everything out between sobbing and sniffling. When I was done, she took a deep breath and hugged me tighter. She said sorry if she ever made me feel like I couldn't talk to her and sad for putting me in that situation. She reassured me that no matter what, she would always be on my side even after I became an adult. She then told me not to worry anymore because she would take care of it in the morning. She said, "I will put them in their place," as she grabbed a bag of Doritos. We chilled the rest of the night, watched Netflix, and cuddled like I did when I was a little kid. This morning, I woke up when I heard her yelling in the kitchen, repeatedly asking, "Did you put your daughters up to it?" She told him that his adult daughters have no right to abuse me and try to manipulate me verbally, and now they are no longer allowed to be anywhere near me, especially in our place. She saw me, so she ended the call by saying they would talk more at lunch. We are on our way back to the city now. She asked me if I remembered what my dad would always tell me and my brothers. I said, "Don't make mama mad," and she replied, "No more secrets. I will tell you everything and expect you to do the same." Update 2. Mom told me to come to her office at noon. When I got there, Jay and his daughters were there. He brought them there to apologize to my mom. She asked them what they had told me exactly at our house and demanded to say it again in front of her and their dad, but none wanted to speak, so she turned to me. I repeated everything they said to me. Mom shamed Amy and Carla for how they treated me and warned them that she could get them in trouble for verbally abusing and bullying a minor. She told them to apologize to me, which they did. It was obviously forced and fake, but we didn't care. Jay went to our house tonight, and he and Mom had a verbal altercation. He called Mom unfair and overreacting, and Mom told him that although they agreed on not parenting each other's kids, that's why she spared Mila from her anger, but his adult daughters are no longer kids. He ended up leaving with his suitcase.